Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Neff, and I'm back with another video. It's been a bit, but we got some Demon Hunter changes for 11.1, and a lot of them are pretty good. Some are mid, some are bad. There's only really one bad one, but we'll just hop right into it, take a look at things, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions and what I think is going down. So they changed Imprison. It now breaks based on a small damage threshold instead of any damage. So this adds like a fear damage threshold element to it, which is really good for PvP. Doesn't really matter too much for PvE, although if you're using this on like a stop, like something that's hard casting that you can't interrupt, it'll stay in the Imprison for a little bit longer, obviously. So that's, something that's pretty good. One thing though that they need to change about Imprison, it needs to be able to be casted on more than just humanoids. It's like so many stuff. I'm pretty sure in the entire theater pain dungeon you can't imprison a single thing. So it'd be really nice if something like that was addressed. That would be really sick and cool. A lot of times it's just a dead button that you can't use on anything, so hopefully that gets changed too as well. Surely, please. Next, they changed Spectral Sight a bit, has been reworked a little bit. It no longer is removed upon taking an action. It's no longer removed when taking damage. Now it can be removed by CCing the Demon Hunter, or you can magic dispel it. And another Demon Hunter can consume magic it. They also reduced the movement penalty from 30% to 20%, so 10% there. They also changed the Lost in Darkness talent that affects Spectral Sight. Spectral Sight has a 5-second reduced cooldown and no longer reduces movement speed now, so that's pretty cool. So in Raid, it doesn't break upon taking damage anymore or when you do damage, so maybe they're trying to implement Spectral Sight into the new Raid or one of the new dungeons or something, I don't know. Which I hope not, honestly, because using Spectral Sight on Lords of Dread and Sepulchre was kind of cringe and was not really fun, but I guess it was different then, because if you took damage it would break it and it kind of fucked you. Yeah, we'll see if they try to implement Spectral Sight into the new Raid or something. Maybe it's cool, maybe not. The next thing is probably the worst thing, maybe the second worst thing of these changes. Felrush Demonsurge now deals reduced damage beyond 8 targets. So I don't know why they didn't do this initially from the get-go of making the talent. It's kind of weird to do it now. It kind of sucks. Especially with the other change coming to this talent, or a talent that got changed or removed that affects this talent that we'll talk about in a second. Yeah, I don't know why they do this. They're so hard stuck on target capping stuff. They're just like, oh, let's make the sick new ability, guys. Yeah, it's so cool. It does a lot of damage, AoE, woohoo, and then let's target cap it. I don't understand it. Weird, very weird. So we'll skip the list a little bit and we'll look at any means necessary. It's been removed, and it's been replaced by something that we'll talk about in a second. But any means necessary, it's gone. So this means Immolation Aura no longer does chaos damage, so it no longer scales with our mastery, which affects inherently Rage Fire, which kind of sucks. Though there's more AoE, and then we have Demonsurge, also isn't getting scaled by mastery. And then Burning Blades from Felrush also isn't getting scaled by mastery. So Immolation Aura, Rage Fire, Demonsurge, huge parts of our AoE currently, those not scaling with our mastery, is going to hit the AoE a ton. Burning Blades is doing our top single target damage from the Felrush tree. That not scaling with mastery is also going to affect our damage a ton in single target. So we're definitely going to need some tuning going forward into this patch. Hopefully we get it before the patch is already out and the raid's out and stuff. PTR should be soon, so Reels in the DH Discord already said that there will be tuning. Everything isn't final yet. Obviously, we still have like 3 months until the patch is out. 2 or 3 months probably. It's probably like the end of February, beginning of March. Not exactly sure, but we'll see. We're definitely going to need some tuning though, 100%. But now what we have to replace any means necessary is a new talent, Screaming Brutality. It's not really new. It's the 2-piece from Inertia. Blade Dance automatically triggers Throglaive on your primary target for 100% damage, and each slash has a 50% chance to Throglaive an enemy for 35% damage. So this is already confirmed by Reels to work the same way it did in Inertia. The initial Throglaive that you get from pressing Blade Dance, it will use a charge of your Throglaive. So To get that initial one, you have to have a charge of Throglaive, but the proc ones, you don't need a charge. It's just random free Throglaives. Obviously, this synergizes really well with Soulscar, and Soulscar will probably be doing like all of our AoE now. Like I said, we'll see how Ragefire and stuff ends up being. Hopefully it gets some. Hopefully Immolation R sees some baseline tuning, because it's gonna really need it, especially like in single target and then in AoE affecting Ragefire. It's just yeah, it's gonna be grim until some tuning happens. But yeah, a lot of people like this tier set. I was on the fence about it. It's kind of mid. Doesn't really do a whole lot for the gameplay. And it was already confirmed by Reels again that the initial Throglaive will not throw a Reaver's Glaive, so you don't have to worry about holding your Blade Dance if you have Reaver's Glaive up and you're holding it for like a burst window or something. It'll only throw Throglaives, and you have to manually throw your Reaver's Glaives every time still. Then we have some more talent changes. Momentum renamed to Exergy, and it's been updated. The Hunt and Vengeful Retreat increases your damage by 5% for 20 seconds. So with Vengeful Retreat being a 20-second cooldown, buff being 20 seconds long, you basically have 100% uptime of this buff, especially with the Hunt being able to proc it, you know, whenever you miss a window or something. Yeah, 5% damage basically, 100% of the time. Glad they addressed the momentum talent though, because nobody was playing it. No mover builds didn't play it, and mover builds didn't play it. It's probably one of the most dead talents in the game. Good change there. Inertia has been updated. The Hunt and Vengeful Retreat cause your next Felrush or Fellblade to empower you, increasing damage by 18% for 5 seconds. So this is good. It's no longer based on our Immolation Aura. Our Immolation Aura is free. We can use it for Fury generation like we should have been doing. Having to hold the Immolation Aura because of Inertia felt really bad. Now we get that back, so we're not just sitting there with our Immolation Aura off cooldown and no Fury. And it also makes it so you don't need to Felrush to get your Inertia. You could Fellblade instead. So on fights like Dathia or Silken Court, where movement is scary, where if you Felrush, you know, you might run into a teammate, spread like a debuff to them, or fucking kill them on something like Silken Court. You don't have to do that anymore. Fellblade, Inertia, good change. But it is optional. You still can't Felrush. Then they changed Unbound Chaos. It's been updated. The Hunt and Vengeful Retreat cause your next Felrush or Fellblade to deal 500% increased damage. So I think this is the original number. I'm not sure. I think Unbound Chaos was like at one point like 750 or even like 2000% increased damage. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly, but 500% is a lot. But obviously it's just a number saying, who knows if we'll take this, because they did move the Inertia and Momentum choice node. They swapped it with Unbound Chaos, so you don't have to take Unbound Chaos to take Inertia and Momentum or Exergy now. So it's a really good change, especially for the no movers that weren't playing the Unbound Chaos and Inertia build. It's a good reason why they weren't taking Inertia and stuff, because of just the placement. The Havoc tree has so many mandatory talents that you have to play in like every build. It's really tight on points. So that being swapped around, Unbound Chaos being optional is sick. Good change. And then the last big thing, last change in entirety, but it's a big change. Cycle of Hatred has been redesigned. I-Beam reduces the cooldown of your next I-Beam by 2.5 or 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 or 20 seconds. So originally I thought this was going to be like a how long you channel your I-Beam, but it's been confirmed by Reels that each time you use your I-Beam, if you have 1 point, it'll reduce the cooldown of it by 2.5 seconds. If you have 2 points in it, it'll reduce it by 5 seconds. So after 4 I-Beams, your I-Beam with 2 points will be a 20-second cooldown for the rest of the encounter. Not sure how it'll work in Mythic Plus. Maybe there's like a combat thing, like it's a buff that you have to keep up. Hopefully not. Hopefully just, it's 20 seconds for the rest of the key. That would be sick, obviously, but I'll see how that works. Maybe Reels talked about it in the Demon Hunter Discord. I'm not too sure. But this does change. If we end up taking Cycle of Hatred, this will definitely change the rotation. The opener will probably be the same. We'll probably be going back to the old opener where we I-Beam, Essence Break, Death Sweep, Meta, Death Sweep, and then I-Beam again. Because one, Burning Blades there's no any means necessary to affect Burning Blades, so our Annihilation doesn't really matter in our Essence Break window. All you care about is your Death Sweeps in the Essence Break window. But yeah, the opener will probably go back to the old one. The opener will be like the old opener, and then further on from that, with the cooldown of I-Beam being dynamic until it's 20 seconds for the rest of the fight. The next 2 I-Beams will be weird because You'll get the second one on the meta reset. Then your third and fourth might be a little weird. You'll probably essence break on your third I-beam, maybe. I don't know, I haven't really looked at the numbers yet. No, my guildie Hawkerton made this chart. I'll put it on the screen. Looks like you essence break at 2 seconds with your first I-beam. You meta, then you I-beam. Then at 45 seconds, you I-beam again. And then at 125, you I-beam and essence break again. I don't know how that would work. So on your fourth one, your I-beam, you would be holding it for 40 seconds. But it would be a 25 second cooldown. So I don't know if that would be right. I think you would send that fourth I-beam and then hold essence break for the fifth one at 150, probably. I don't know, we'll see. Testing thing, numbers thing, sim thing. Having a 20-second cooldown on I-beam from Cycle of Hatred and it not being uptime dependent is sick. But yeah, those are all the changes. A lot of good stuff. A couple bad things. Like the any means necessary being gone. It's gonna affect a lot of our damage, and we'll see how the tuning handles that. But yeah, I think that's it. Covers everything. Till next time. See ya. Peace.